Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome, modern house. I have also designed the inside for you, but you'll have to wait until the end of the video to see it. Feel free to build this grid in your world. It is a 16 by 17 block rectangle as represented by the white concrete grid on the ground. Here are all of the materials that you will need to make your house. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those materials and enough of them as well. And now that we have all of our stuff, we can get started. So step 1, ladies and gentlemen, come to the bottom front left hand corner of your grid, count to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then inwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on top of this block right here place 2 grey concrete. 1, 2. You want to do a couple of things. Number 1, extend this to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down. Extend that 4th block backwards just by 1. That should do. Come back to the original 2nd block here. So 1, 2. We want this corner block and we want to extend it backwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a white concrete on the left side of the 4th block. Extend upwards by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend down by 2. 1, 2. Place an oak plank underneath. Extend forwards by 2. 1, 2. You want to, number 1, extend down, but also extend to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can then extend that 4th block all the way down to the ground, but simultaneously extend that 4th block backwards by 2 rows should do it. 1, 2. We want to come back to where we very first started, and we want to actually come up to the white concrete area. So we don't want to come back to where we very first started. We want to come back to the white concrete area and we want to take the top 2 corners and we want to extend them backwards by 4 blocks each. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can just join them together at the back like this. You want to take the left side and you want to place a white concrete underneath the left corner. You want to then place a light grey concrete in front of that. You then want to extend the light grey concrete all the way down to the ground, but you also want to extend that light grey concrete to the left by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we can join this down to the ground. We also want to take that 7th block and we want to extend forwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can extend this down to the ground and join. You can also extend that 4th block to the left and you can join back to the build like this. We then want to come to the opposite corner of the white concrete area and we want to join this down to the ground now. You want to take the block that hit the ground and you want to go left by 1 using the white concrete. Place a glass in front, light grey concrete in front of that, up 2. You then want to go to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Join down to the ground. But you also want to extend forwards by 4 as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can join that block down to the ground and you can extend that 4th block inwards a couple of rows so that it would in theory connect back to the house. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, that is the hard part of the build complete. Now we get to do a lot of digging, and this is the fun part of the build, quite honestly. We get to shape this a little bit. So first I want to establish a boundary. I want you to grab the smooth quartz slab. The area where the grey concrete would connect to the oak planks. Here I want you to place a row of quartz slab that extends forwards in between those 2 areas. It extends all the way to the outer boundary. Destroy the last 2 blocks of the quartz slab and replace them with smooth quartz block that are buried in the ground. That's one boundary. Second boundary, left of the grey concrete area that we have that we have kind of like designated, this little square, I want you to dig in the ground left of the grey concrete and then backwards. We want to dig all the way back until the boundary stops, and this is our second area. So we then want to dig out all of this grass here in between the building, and you will even want to dig underneath, by the way, all of the kind of like concrete areas. So for instance, like as we dig further and further down, we're going to want to extend the grey concrete downwards, and we're going to want to extend the corners of the white concrete downwards, and the same with the light grey concrete. So this establishes contrast and depth as we dig further and further down. Now, the reason that we have to dig down is because we want to create a cool entrance. The cool entrance of the build is where the light grey concrete area is. We're going to place a glass block in the middle of the grey concrete area. Underneath it, we want to have a door, so I'm going to dig that block out and I'm going to place a door here. I'm going to place a row of light grey concrete to the right of it, and then I'm going to fill in this wall to the right of the entrance using white concrete. So the entire left side of this white concrete area can actually be filled in, and spoiler alert, the back can be as well. So you can just move around slightly and fill in the entire back area. It might even be a good time for us to go all the way around the build and fill in each particular room as we go around. So first of all of the tops of these shapes are filled in with a solid colour, meaning the light grey concrete area wants to be filled in with light grey concrete, the white concrete area wants to be filled in with white, the grey concrete area wants to be filled in with grey, and the oak area wants to be filled in with oak. So as you go around, you're just going to want to connect all of these roofs together, and then you're just going to want to fill the middles of them in. So all of these, there's no roof that has any skylight, and that's on purpose because I think that there's actually enough light in the house. I don't think it has to be extracted from the tops of the build as well. You can fill most of the faces of the house in using glass. So for instance, the big white concrete area can be filled in with glass. The oak area on the front can also be filled in with glass. The side of the oak area is to be filled in using oak. The area, basically the entire light grey concrete area on the right is actually glass. So the front, the side also wants to be glass, and the back is also going to be glass. It's worth mentioning, by the way, you can alter these to make smaller windows, solid walls. You can add extra doors where you want. It doesn't matter. So it's completely up to you. So yeah, that's perfect. So we have all of the windows, we have all of the walls majoritively filled in. I mean, there's a little grey concrete here as I walk around, as I kind of like float around. The grey concrete wall here, this wants to be a wall, so this area is going to be a wall as well. This is actually going to be glass, so the light grey concrete area, we're going to have glass inside here. This is actually the main and only entrance really to the build. So, we're missing a little bit of oak plank here, and we'll sort that out when we get inside too. But majoritively, I think that we've actually completed most of this. So the next thing is, again, it's just adding and building details layer upon layer. So this area that we've kind of like dug out in front of the house, we've dug one row out. I want you to dig, we're going to start off with one extra row. So we're going to be one row down below the door level, which is important because we actually want to have a set of stairs next to the door, one underneath the door and then one to the right. We're then going to dig out a double wide path leading from the stairs outwards. So a set of quartz blocks leading outwards from the stairs like this. This will join to the larger area that we have yet to dig out. But this area does have to be dug out, so you can see how we have this raised chunk of land. We actually want to dig this out, and it actually wants to be, to start off with, one row deeper, but it's actually going to be much more than that as we progress. But it's about doing these things in layers. We don't have to do a million things at once. So first of all, like I said, we'll just dig this layer out, and we have a few different plans for this particular part. So obviously that back part there, it's centered about the entrance. On the left and right of it, we're going to have to add some grass in there. We're going to have some hedges. We're going to have some flowers. It's just going to be nice. It's going to be a nice walkway up to the main entrance. But the front part, which we're kind of like digging out now, which is once again 1 row lower than the rest of the area, is going to house a small pool, and it's also going to house a little farm area as well. So it's going to be pretty cool once we get to it. So now you can see we are an additional row down, and that's perfect in a big rectangular shape. I'm going to change these last 2 smooth quartz to smooth quartz stairs. I'm going to dig in the ground in front of these stairs forwards, and I'm going to hit the wall. I'm going to replace the 2 rows with quartz, with smooth quartz, and in a right angle, I'm going to extend the smooth quartz towards the stairs like this. So kind of like in this J shape or an L. I can't make it an L, it's facing the wrong way, but you guys get the idea. We then want to have a set of quartz stairs that kind of leads outwards and extends down in front of the smooth quartz blocks like this. So it just joins down to the ground. And then we have, like I said, we have our set of stairs extending outwards, extending down into the little pit that we have created. So I don't think we actually need these smooth quartz slabs again. So I'm actually going to grab grass because as I did mention, like left and right of this path, I want a bit of greenery. So I want some flowers and stuff. I want the same here just to the left. I'm sorry, pig. It's going to be leaves left of this, but that's fine. I'd prefer it to be grass still anyway. Underneath these areas, what we first of all, we'll make the pool first of all. Okay, so let me just chuck away all of this, although we probably will need some of this stuff. We are going to need oak wood slabs, oak wood stairs, white glazed terracotta. We'll need sea lanterns. We'll actually also need water as well. I'm actually going to grab regular lanterns too. Flower pot, I'm going to grab seeds, I'm going to grab a hoe, I'm going to grab grey concrete. Okay. I'm missing something. I'm actually missing something as well. I'm going to get rid of the grey concrete for a second. I'm going to grab smooth quartz block. First of all, let's make this pool. So the pool is made out of, first of all, oak wood slabs, kind of like going all the way around in a J shape here. So in between the stairs and in between the entrance. We're going to knock out these last 2 oak slabs. We're going to destroy in the ground, and we're going to replace them using oak stairs, so it's a level down. We're then going to destroy the area inside the pool, and then 1 row further down, so just like this. The bottom of the pool is going to be glazed terracotta of any kind. This is specifically white. Underneath the oak, I'm also going to place oak. So anywhere that I have these oak slabs, I'm going to place oak planks underneath them. You can add a couple of sea lanterns into the center of the pool like this if you like. This wall wants to be smooth quartz. So this is the wall that is on the same level as these stairs. So it kind of like joins to the stairs in a corner. Something cool, I think, is to knock out part of the wall and a couple of rows back, get rid of that quartz, grab grey concrete, back that, place lanterns, and then a flower pot, and we can place some flowers in there later. The grey concrete area that we have here, if you dig down and kind of like join it in the ground like this, kind of like in a loop, in a big rectangle, kind of like this, and then you can dig the middle out, and then we can replace it with glass. But first of all, just to make so that we can dump some materials, this area here is actually going to be this is going to be farmland, so all of this has to be dirt. Just this little patch here next to the quartz path. So gonna hoe it out, seeds, hoe it out, seeds, easy. I'm going to get rid of all of these materials, and what am I going to need? You know, we need so many different ones at so many different times. We need grey concrete, we need white concrete, we need light grey. I don't think that we need oak planks, but I've got them anyway. Flowers, leaves. We're going to need water as well, which is not a material that we actually have with us. And we're going to need a shovel as well, which is something that I don't have either. And we're going to need our glass back. So, up here, we're going to have flowers, left and right of the path. Probably better placed later, but, you know, I've already started this. On the left side, I'm going to place leaves, like so. So you can see it's turning out to be quite a nice little area. The pool wants to be filled in with water, can waterlog these stairs, looks really good. We can add glass to the grey concrete area here, the little grey concrete kind of like rectangle. Anywhere that you can see like stone or grass or whatever the material might be in the way of the concrete, you're going to want to destroy the blocks underneath and replace it with concrete. So like here, for instance, and here as well. So like where we have all of the light grey, like this is going to be want to dug out, and you want to replace it using light grey, and then glass inside as well. So you're going to want to just do that. As you go around the build as well, you'll notice like underneath the glass, it's going to be better if you match the like whatever material you want to use. Whatever material that we have used for the house, I want you to, underneath the glass, match it. So like where we have the light grey concrete area, use light grey. Where we have grey, like use grey. Whatever the case might be, you're going to want to match it. And you're going to want to get rid of the grid if you did indeed build it as well, as we kind of like work our way around the house like this. I don't know why I dug out such a large amount of land there, but actually, what you do have to do, this is also going to want to be grass as well. Not really going to want to have any concrete built in. Not even too much stone either, although some of it's okay. I think it might just be easier for us to just use grass actually. But here, for instance, would be a perfect, this is a perfect scenario here. So like light grey concrete here as well. And also we want to have it here. So they did turn out to be a little bit of oak actually. So yeah, that's nice, going all the way around. I want there to be a path, a little grass path. So the path is going to be a right angle, and it's actually going to lead to, I'm going to have to get rid of some of this dirt actually. Turn it into grass. A grass path necessitates grass, and we're going to have a little right angle, and then you could have a nice little entrance if you wanted to. So if you did want a second entrance, you could build one here. This house is very, very viable. It's very malleable. You can do whatever you like to it. Up here, for instance, you could even you could add some more leaves. You could add some more flowers. You can make it just nice as you kind of like go around. That's looking pretty good. We can add a double door here too. So like I said, if you do want another entrance, which you don't have to have, you can add one. And we're rapidly approaching, ladies and gentlemen, where this house is pretty much done. I mean, obviously it's not quite done. Like if we come inside here, you're going to have to, and this is going to be a lot up to you, you're going to have to dig out the inside of the house. You're going to have to figure out for yourself where you want doors and entrances to be. I mean, of course, I'm going to show you what I think and what my sort of ideas would be, you know, where you can place things specifically, where you can how you can kind of like lay things out, and I have my own kind of like little ideas and stuff, but for the most part, you know, it's kind of up to you. Like it requires a lot of digging out. I actually have a second floor in here, and yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so what I'm going to do, because we've actually reached the point where we've done everything, quite honestly. The whole structure of the house is done on the outside. The inside is pretty much left up to you, but I am going to go away. I'm going to decorate the inside of the house for you, and then we can take a look at the end result, and you can see whether or not you want to do a similar thing to your house, or maybe you've got your own plans. We'll have to find out. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what the house will look like once it has been 100% fully completed. As you can see, things have changed a little bit on the outside in the fact that the crops have grown a little bit. I've cleaned up a little of the area, but most of the work has been put onto and into the inside. So let's take a look, shall we? The main entrance to the house is meant to be the light grey area here. You're immediately greeted with a little bit of crafting, a little bit of storage, a little bit of furnishing. We've got a cheeky little ender chest in the corner. This leads through into two different options. Number one, we have a little armor storage, but we also have a little brewing area down here just in front of the pool. as we move into the larger portion of the house in which we can also enter, you can or cannot have this, it's up to you. I do have a double door here so that you can come in the house two different ways. We have an enchantment area with a little bit more storage. We have a double bed, once again, more storage, nicely decorated. We can head upstairs as well. Now, upstairs I quite like because this is a nice cozy little room. Upstairs we have all sorts of crafting implements and all sorts of melting implements. Really, really cool. And we also have access to this little door here in which we can use to escape people that we might have to escape from. Maybe if there's a house fire or something, we can jump out of there. But yeah, that's the house, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you've gathered a little bit of inspiration from that little tour. Maybe you haven't, who knows. I think it's set out pretty nicely, but that's up to you. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate all of you. I do hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me in the channel out very much. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing, clicking that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. And if you do want to make anything else by me, check out the card system description below in the top of the comment section for more. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.